All right, hey everybody. I wanted to come on here and make a little tutorial for putting up galleries. That can hopefully help clear up some confusion and then, as well as make you guys some more money. So let's get into it. So the first thing you're gonna need to do is you need to access the server to get your photos to upload onto the site. If you are in office or you're on NC State Wi-Fi, all you have to do is just go up to either access the files on the desktop computer that you're on, or if you're on your laptop, you'll follow the resources guide, on which will have you. I have a MacBook, obviously, so I'm using Finder, and I'm going to use my Go feature, connect to the server, and then you'll type this in. All this is in the resources channel, so it should be easy to figure out. I know all of you are already well versed in this, so I'll put in my login, and now I'm here. So I have all of the files here in Student Media Photo that I'm gonna need for the gallery that I'm about to make. If you're not on NC State Wi-Fi, you can also use a VPN. This is also in the resources channel, and so I have mine right here that I downloaded Cisco Secure Client. So I'll connect to this. It's the same login. They'll just ask you for a duo push, and so you'll log in here. I'll get my phone. It's going to give me my duo push. I'll accept it. Then it's going to go. And I'm connected, and now I would just be able to, use the Go feature and get on this. So once you have what you need in front of you, which would be all of these, and so we can see we got my photos and Hector's photos and Alex's photos here, you're going to navigate to the technician website. Now that I'm on here, all of you should have a login. And if you don't have one, that's fine. Just bear with me. You're going to go all the way down to the bottom of the site right here where it will say login, and then you'll put in your password and your credentials, and it'll give you this little tab up here that's talking about the dashboard. And we'll go to the media tab over here on the left. And once you navigate there, this is where you're going to drag all your photos. So I've already uploaded all of Hector's photos from yesterday, and then I also uploaded mine. They're all right here. So the only ones that I need to grab for this are going to be Alex's photos, and so I'll use the last name. So it'll be here. Let's see, right here. So we'll grab these and we'll drag them in, just like that. And so now that you have these in the media browser, all you have to do is you're gonna attach the names, and then you're going to caption the photos. And so for this, I would just, and so I'm just going to copy that all over. And then to get the captions, all I have to do is open my Lightroom, go in here, grab them, import them into my library. We're just going to let them go. If you're on one of the desktops in here or on your own laptop, you can either put them into Bridge or Lightroom as well and just grab the file info. I like to do it from in the office because it's a lot easier for me to just go from having like a split screen of Chrome with the technician website open and then Bridge, and then I'm grabbing the captions. So here's a caption. It's in the library tab. Boom. We're just going to copy it, find that photo. Boom. And then after this, that's good. And we'll just move on to this one. Boom. 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 And you would repeat this process for all the photos. So I need to do Hector's captions as well. So I will just speed up this part of me doing Hector's captions. Okay. Also, I would say if you're not a fan of certain photos, or if you know from, especially like a sports gallery, if you're not going to use those, you can feel free to not caption them and save your time in here. I know this is a very tedious process. So, in order to be able to maximize like our productivity and how fast you're going to be able to upload these things, Sometimes I do that. Like if I upload all the photos into here and there's just a few that I don't like, or I know like 100% guaranteed they're not going to make the cut for the final gallery, you can just delete them from the media page, or you can just leave them there, and we'll worry about it later. If one of the sports people or an article writer has a question, they can come to me and I can easily give them that caption, but you don't have to worry about it for yourself. So now that we have all of the media in here, we need to create the story. And so I have all my media from 3 photographers, and I'm going to go to stories and we're going to make a gallery. So this is going to look a little daunting, but it's fine. All you have to do is click add story and it'll pull up a completely different screen. And so for this would be our fall commence ceremony. And then we're going to add people that shot the event. You can add a little background information into here if you want. Sometimes I'll write something if I'm uploading the gallery like a day after, if there's any contextual information about, if it was like a neutral site game, I might, label the stadium that the game was played in or something like that. And that can help. But so once you're on this screen, there are 3 main things you need to look out for. On this right side right here, this is where all the magic happens. So you can either select immersive half photo or immersive photo. If you choose full width or you don't mess with it, it'll be okay. But we should never touch the sidebar stuff. That is for written stories when they are adding photos to this stuff. So what I like to do is I will choose immersive half photo or immersive photo. And I can actually pull up a couple examples of what that'll look like. So if you wanted to use immersive half photo, this is what the half photo would look like. If you decide to put information into that little extra column, it'll just show up in between these. So it'll show up between where it says men's basketball, NC State versus Kansas, and then the photographers who shot the event. Now, if you wanted to do full immersive photo, where it's just immersive photo rather than half, this is what it'll look like. I normally do this for stories that I think are like the really, next level stuff, just because it stands out so well. And so this was a really cool photo, and the State Fair gallery was such a big gallery, and really important thing, and we had so many shooters, so I wanted to showcase that. But that's just what that does. Next, you're going to go to featured image and you'll put slideshow of attached images. This will just make it so that you'll have that initial photo up top, the cover photo for the gallery, and then you'll put the rest under that. And then we're going to go down here and we're going to select multimedia, gallery, and photos. Now, this is the most important part, because if you don't select the categories, it'll automatically apply a news category to it, and then you'll have like a sports gallery in the news story section. And after that, we're going to go add in all the media. So this is where you'll kind of look at which photos you're going to want to include, which ones might be repeats, and which ones you're just going to leave out completely. And so you might already have an idea of that after you've captioned all the media and looked through them already. Make sure you have a good mix of photos from everybody who shot the event. If their name's on it, we should see photos from their stuff in it. If you're uploading a gallery and somebody who shot the event hasn't uploaded theirs yet, you can just add them as another contributor to the story. And then when they turn their photos in, either you, or if they're senior staff, they can fix the gallery, or I can update it. So we're gonna pick all of the photos that we want for this gallery. I went up here and clicked create gallery in the actions tab. And so I'm gonna go through and select the ones that I like the most, the ones I've already looked at. Hector already got that one, so I'm gonna leave that one out. These are very similar, so I'm just gonna select that one. And there we go. So now I'm gonna organize it chronologically. I'm a big supporter of having larger galleries. I think it's cooler to show off more people's work. I feel like if a photo is gallery worthy, I'm going to put it in there. I've made galleries of up to I want to say 50 photos this year. You don't have to be that extreme. I think it's cool to show off everybody's work. It goes a long way for encouraging people to stay with the program, if you will, I've organized the photos that I want in the order that I want them to be. It doesn't have to be anything special. And then we'll click insert gallery and it'll pop up like this. This is what your screen should look like after you're done uploading a gallery. The last thing we need to do is just pick the cover image for this. I kind of like this one because it's just a complete C, but this one also would work very well. And then I just make sure that I have my stuff checked right here. You don't need to worry about primary category or tags or attachments, any of that stuff. It's okay. We just have our immersive half photo slideshow. We selected our image and we're ready to go. Now we're going to hit publish. And so once you've hit publish, it'll just take you back to this screen. You don't need to do anything, make any changes from here. Once you're here, you can just go back and click on the home icon, or you can just X out and go back to another technician tab, or just look it up again. And here you go, fall commencement ceremony. It'll pop up right there. And then you'll have it under galleries. And we can just click in. There's our immersive half photo. And then here's our gallery with 24 photos, and you can click through all of them. And there's everybody's names, all the captions and whatnot. And yeah, if you wanted to go back in and upload somebody else's photos, all you have to do would be to go back into the dashboard, go back into the stories, and then you'll click on fall commencement ceremony again. The same thing that you just uploaded. Dylan would upload his photos from this. He would text me. I'd say, okay, I'm going to go back into here. I will do the same thing. I'll upload the media into the media tab, and then I will go back in here, click on the entire thing, go to the pencil where it says edit, and then I would just hit add to gallery, and then at the top would be all of Dylan's photos from this event that I would grab and I would put in there. And then once I'm done with that, I would just hit update. It would add them all in the order that I want. You know, it's the same process, and then there, your gallery would be updated. One thing that might happen to you is something might be wrong with one of the file sizes and it might not let you upload. So if I go into, just for an example, last night's basketball game, if I go back into here and I wanted to grab one of these photos to try and upload them all, it would go through except for something like this. And when I try to upload it, it'll say men's basketball versus Kansas Stadium stripe out exceeds the maximum upload size for this site. So when this happens, for me, if you're on Lightroom, all I have to do is go into here, grab this file, bring it into Lightroom. Once I have it in my Lightroom and I pull it up, all I have to do is export it at a different size and it will work out. You don't need to reduce your quality or any of that, but the maximum size is 15 megabytes for the website. So if you're applying a ton of different layers, doing a lot of noise reduction on your photos, it might increase the file size, especially if you're shooting in RAW. So just make sure you're always exporting as JPEGs. And so I would just export this in Lightroom, file size limit to 3000K. So I'll export it. I'll just overwrite that file because I already did this. It'll go. I'm good to click out of here. Go to my desktop here. Here's the file where we have it. I'll just grab it. Boom, there it is. And then I would just caption it and do the same thing. If you're doing this on one of the desktops or a Windows computer, it's going to be a little bit tougher, especially if you're not using Lightroom. You would bring the files into Photoshop and you can save them individually by using the slider. That kind of will increase or decrease the size of the file. Typically, if you have the file saved at the maximum quality of 12, you can just drag it down to like 11 or 10, and that really won't harm the photos for how they look on the website at all. And that'll usually knock off enough of the size of the file for it to upload in a way that, you know, works for the website. So yeah, if you have any questions, just send them my way. And hopefully this helps. Thanks.